This is my hat. You all know it's Old Spicy. And Old Spicy just wants to tell you that beyond my earlier videos about being horribly demonically attacked by Brent and Clancy, the rest of the day has been awful shitty too. Why do you want to tune in and hear about my shitty day? Well, maybe I'll give you some interesting tidbits of news that you can't get anywhere else. But does it cost me to get these tidbits? No, they just come. Why do I get demonically attacked every day? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I told you a while back that there was a Magenta Pixie video where she talked about the Rumpelstiltskin demonic programs and never, well, I don't know if she's come back to it or not because I haven't been back to listen to Magenta Pixie. And, what else can we tell you? Why is this going on? Is there a battle between Jesus and Satan for the souls of planet Earth? Fuck if I know. Is it a fight amongst the demonic for possession of whatever's left on planet Earth? I go with that one. I think what happens here, remember that movie Highlander? Sean Connery, it was a bunch of people with superpowers and they wanted to find out who was king of the hill. And in order to do that, to be the Highlander, you had to chop off the heads of everyone else that you fought. And if you killed them with killing them by cutting off their heads, then you got all their superpowers. And I think that's what's going on demonically here on planet Earth. The forces of good, there aren't any. There's no supernatural forces of good on planet Earth. But there are supernatural there are supernatural entities that are fighting it out, and if you happen to be somebody that they target, that you're going to feel like you're being pulled around by a bunch of demons that want you as their personal slave, and they're going to fight the other demons while they got one hand on your neck or on your balls. This is the great last fight for 3D planet Earth, perhaps. What's that? Well, this pile of shit that humans have turned into a prison planet, Alex Jones. I'm still going to go with Alex Jones is telling you the truth. Anybody that tells you that Alex Jones is only in it for the money, do you really think Alex Jones makes that much money with his radio show? He's not like Howard Stern. He's not on Sirius FM. So if you're listening to Alex Jones, he's not easy to listen to. You have to just find his own website or something, It's not going to show up on your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed. YouTube is not going to show up anywhere. So Alex Jones, why would he continue to do this? Loyal readership, I suppose. But what he tells you is the truth. Way back when he first appeared in the movie Waking Life, he was talking about the same thing that probably he's talking about now. He's telling all of you humans, get up off your knees and stop sucking the cock of your boss. And stop sucking the cock of your bank manager. Stop sucking the cock of your president. Stop cocking your bok. Anyways, the whole point of it is get up, stop being a doormat for all these motherfuckers that are fucking you over. Easier said than done. Are you going to be a force of light on your own? No, you're a slave to the demonics, and they've got all kinds of technology and horrible that they're going to aim at you. So you're going to be very busy, trying to be benevolent to anybody. Sorry, you're basically going to be lying flat out on your bed waiting for the demonic attack to finish. So, as for all the people that keep talking about the good, beneficial extraterrestrials, sorry, they don't exist, about the good, beneficial humans, they don't have the ability to counteract these technologies that are being arrayed against us. people have a really hard time understanding, what do you mean they're talking in your head or they're shaking your body by remote control? What are you talking about? You sound like you belong. Are you okay? Do you want to go to the psychiatric ward? Anybody that gives you this spiel, you're going to just have to just drop them some truth bombs. Like 1980s, we had Clint Eastwood. You remember Clint? Action hero. He was flying around in a Russian plane called the Firefox that read your mind. So you could operate the jet fighter in the 1980s using your mind. Go back and find that movie, Firefox. Okay, 40 years later... What are you telling me? You don't think that people can design some kind of energetic thing that's going to overpower your poor little biological body? Do you know how many watts your human body puts out? One time I was at the Ontario Science Centre and they had a bike and they had it hooked up to an incandescent light bulb. And your job was to get on the bike and pedal as hard as you can to make that light bulb light. I gotta tell you, for a 12-year-old kid, I could go for, I don't know, maybe 45 seconds at full out in order to get that light to burn. But after 45 seconds, I didn't have any more energy in my 12-year-old body to pedal that bike. This human body puts out hardly any electrical energy at all. How much energy comes out of your electrical system, the one you plug your hairdryer into? How much energy comes out of that? How much energy is there, in one of those high voltage lines in your neighborhood? The whole point is there is so much energy available to human technologies. Unbelievable amounts of power. And anybody that says, there's no way that they can overpower you to get into your mind has never read up. They've never read up on how easy it is to use technology, to do various technologies. They're all on the back pages of the internet. The same person that knows how to use a smartphone and watch a YouTube video on their smartphone perfectly accepts that this technology, this unbelievable technology that you couldn't even have dreamed of when you were born in 1930. Yes, we're talking about senior citizens right now. But, somebody 1930, 1940, 1950, 1960. None of those people, when they were young, would ever dream that we would have these smartphones and video phones. It's all wireless. It's unbelievable. But these same pussies are going to... pussies are going to tell you there's no way to figure out how to create thoughts in your head using electrical, plugged into computer, plugged into some kind of broadcasting technology. And then, they're never going to remember that the U.S. government spends billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars on military technology. And don't you think that it's already been talked about as a military weapon, if you could, disable the opposing soldiers by using some kind of synthetic telepathy, any kind of superpower? You disable the people, getting right into their minds or shutting down their heart by remote control. Does it sound that far-fetched? What sounds far-fetched is that the military technology would fall into the hands of someone who would use it on civilians. Why is that far-fetched? Who is it that's running the show? As far as the broadcast to me go, I don't know. The U.S. government, the deep state, Russia, China, They're all smart enough to develop these technologies on their own. How am I going to tell who the fuck is sending this shit around? The usual actors? There's no way of knowing from this end. All I can do is continually tell you, I do not consent to electronic harassment. I do not consent to anything on this planet. Anything at all. This planet, prison planet, I do not consent to anything here. Nothing, zero, zip. I do not consent to anything here. This place is unconsentable. In other words, no one is going to approve what goes on here. No one is going to approve it. So why does it go on? Well, because someone's approved it. So who's the no one? They can only be demonic in nature. Demonic. So, I mean, does that mean they're spiritually demonic? Well, whatever you want to call this universe. If it's not spiritual, then it's quantum. Quantum, demonic, what difference does it make? The people that are running these programs are demons, whether they're in a human body or I don't know what other kind of body you want to play with. On planet Earth, people that are capable of doing this stuff are in human bodies. So let's just stick with the simple ones, and then we can throw away all the tin hat theories that it's extraterrestrial. It's not. The humans have the technology to do this stuff, and clearly they're doing it. And who is policing planet Earth? The FBI? No one is policing the shit that's going on here. Which means you don't have a friend in the world, Bob, and the rest of you watching this, you don't got a friend either. Because if you're expecting me to come and help you, I can't. I'm lied out on the bed all day long by demonic attack. So I can't do anything. I know, and all the ideas that you get from, whoever it is who's teaching about, let's go with Yogananda, an autobiography of a yogi. All the fantastic stories that go on in autobiography of a yogi, or Jesus raising the dead. Where the fuck is Yogananda and where the fuck is Jesus? They ain't here. So those are lovely mythologies to get you into a religion, but a proof is in the pudding. And I ain't seen nobody do no miracles near me. The only thing that I get to see is weird synchronicities and weird psychic attacks. So do you want to believe that we're in the Matrix like the movies? Or do they just want you to believe that because they're using so many electronic gizmos on you, you can't even figure out how you breathe in the morning? Because it seems like they get right into your breathing apparatus, and you can't breathe properly because they're, synthetically telepathy squeezing your sinuses. I mean, it's so fucked. It's so demonic. Brant and Clancy are talking in the background, the kingmakers of demonic. I guess they want me to call myself Demonic the Comic. It's not a funny joke, but that's what they just said. Thank you for not watching. Don't bother coming here again. I don't have any good information to help you in any way. The clear and present danger right now to humanity is exactly what I'm describing in this video. Demonic attack using electronic computer-generated means. Computer-generated characters that are beamed into your head 24 hours a day, who are going to use various stories, fairy tales, and stories from television to make it really real to you. That they really don't have any agenda other than harassing you, to the point where maybe they're going to make you jump off a roof. Is it that much? Yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad. If you're demonically attacked by this thing, I can definitely see people committing suicide over this. So it's serious. It's not just like, kid stuff. It's super, super serious. And who are you going to talk to about it? Your local police? Your president? Sorry, you Trump people. I mean, you had 4 years of the Trumpster. And you got fuck all out of that fat orange fuck, the Cheeto, the orange Jesus or something. Sweet fuck all happened from that. What would you expect from a Hollywood celebrity? The American government is complicit in the harassment, the electronic harassment of people. Why? Because either they're doing it and they're keeping it quiet, or they know about it and they're refusing to go on to NBC News and tell the people that this is what you're facing in this current war by Russia, China. We don't know who it is, but we're not getting that on mainstream news. So if you're telling me that the Trumpster can't order the army to go into Rockefeller Plaza and take over under national emergency, then I guess you don't believe that national emergencies are really national and can be used. I mean, seriously, he's the commander-in-chief. I'm the commander-in-chief, and I'm saying, we're going to take over Lester Holt's operation tonight, and we're going to broadcast the truth. Then, especially if you're Donald Trump, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. And if the military says no, you're going to say, okay, you're under arrest. And you're going to keep going through all your generals until you find a general that's going to follow you. Unless he's not independent, Trump that is, unless he's being run by remote control, by demonic technologies. How far down the rabbit hole do you want to go today?